way to clean the drain. We needed to do it quickly, but this is a brand new configuration we're doing today of their #1 top seller in the entire Professor Amos line. This is the SuperFast Drain Cleaner, okay? So #1 bestseller right here. But this is now your prevention as well as your cure, because this is going to help to keep the hair from going down the drain. Brand new design, can't wait to see how this works. And $21.99 for the entire configuration. You are getting that full-size bottle of your SuperFast Drain Cleaner. It works in minutes. This stuff is so awesome. Professor Amos is the man who came up with, truly, searched the world to come up with global solutions for cleaning. But Amos Harp III is the one who is joining us today. Hey, Amos, how are you?
Hi, Alice. Good to be with you.
You
so
too.
Good to be here.
Something brand new today. I've never seen this. What is this?
So this is a hair stopper, and it's so unique. Okay, this is made out of a quality plastic, and what it does is you put this, let me show you the bottom side, you put that down into the drain of like your tub, maybe the utility sink in the garage, maybe the sink in the bathroom, okay? It fits right down in there, but what it does, you see, I wanna show you something, Alice. You at home, hello, how good to be with you. Look at this little stopper on the top. So you push this down like that, and it stops the water from getting through. So it like plugs the water. Now what you can do, watch how easy this is. You just push it down and it pops right up. But what you're gonna love, Alice, you at home, look at how it catches the hair and it keeps it from going down your drain, eliminating those future drain clogs from the hair, because we know, and if you didn't know at home, hair is the #1 culprit to your clogs at home. Now let's get right into this SuperFast, because SuperFast is industry leading when it comes to opening your clogs at home. And this it's not a drain opener, this is a drain cleaner. You see the front of that bottle right there? What that means to you is at home, it opens the drain line and it cleans that drain line squeaky clean, so there's nothing sticky or oily left behind to attract that new clog. Now watch what I do. All you have to do in this configuration, you take 6 to 8 ounces, you pour it down the drain. Now you're gonna get up to 6 applications with this configuration. Well, let me show you this. SuperFast has an accelerated formula. What that means to you is SuperFast works in 10 seconds or less. You're not waiting 30 minutes. With that accelerated formula, it starts to work in 10 seconds. SuperFast turns your hair into foam. It turns your food into foam. It turns all the grease and all the oil in the drain line. It turns it into a foam like it's designed to do. Now that foaming action is called saponify. So it breaks down everything in the drain line into foam. That foam breaks down into liquid. You give it about 10 minutes, and then you run hot water for 5 minutes, and you have a squeaky clean drain line every single time. You'll just love that. Let me show you the science, because in an animation form, I can explain this a little better. When our proprietary formula comes in contact with anything oil by in your drain line, it turns it into foam. Remember that word, saponify. So it saponifies your clog. Now the foam breaks down into liquid. You just run the hot water for 5 minutes, and you have a squeaky clean drain line. Now, you at home, Alice, let me show you this. Put yourself in these shoes. When you have a clog at home and you're standing maybe in somebody else's bathwater, or maybe your own bathwater, it's coming up to your knees, you're panicking. You're like, what do I do? You'll do anything at this point. So you run out to the local store, home, or one of the depots, and you get a consumer product like these. Products like these are highly corrosive, so you got to be very careful when you're putting this down the drain line. They tell you to pour half that bottle down the drain line. Well, there's about as much as I could fit right there. Products like these contain acid, bleach, ammonia. There's animal fats in there. These are corrosive materials. 90% of these chemicals trickle and ooze and creep, and they get right past the clog, and they end up down here at that curve unit. You see this curve unit is designed to hold fluids to keep odors from coming back up and permeating through your house, but the chemicals are sitting there building heats of 160 degrees Fahrenheit. That's way too high. So inevitably, remember, it's cold out right now in parts of the country, and your drain lines are cold too. When your drain lines are going from extremely cold to hot fast, they'll crack from these chemicals. So you got to be very careful when you're using products like that. I want to give that a minute. We're going to come right back to see if anything happens. But don't wink, you're going to miss it. Check this out one more time. You're just tuning in. SuperFast has an accelerated formula. So it's designed to break down all the grime in just a nick of time. And what I'm talking about, count to yourself right now. How long does it take for this to activate and go to work? Well, you're going to see within 10 seconds or less, it breaks down last week's food, last month's food, even last year's food is hardened and solidified in the drain line. It's breaking it down into foam like it's designed to do. My dad said, work smarter. My dad's Professor Amos. What I'm telling you is let the product do the work. No need to grab a plunger. No need to grab the snake and put the wear and tear on the inside of the drain line. Let it break down for 10 minutes, and then you'll just run hot water.
This is your perfect solution because this is not just about solution. This is your prevention and your solution. So you're gonna get this first time ever, I believe, that we have ever given you the hair catcher. It's a brand new design, and you're getting the #1 bestseller in the entire Professor Amos line, which is their SuperFast Drain Cleaner. We have been selling this for years. We have sold over 1 million bottles of this. You will have several treatments in this. So when that drain does stop up, when it clogs, a perfect way to get it going immediately. I mean, I'm talking about in a couple of minutes. But then, when you're doing the dog, whatever it might be, you're also going to have the ability now to catch some of that hair, and that's what's so important to keep it up, so that drain is gonna stay clear longer. $21.99, 3 flex payments today. This is the day that if you have never tried the SuperFast Drain Cleaner, you simply have to try it, because what's gonna happen is that drain will clog. I mean, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it does, you're gonna have this, and I will tell you this also, that we are, heading towards the end of March now. We do not ship this in the summertime. So now is the time to stock up. Now is the time to go ahead and grab what you want. Look at that, 2.5 million, I'm behind the times. 2.5 million bottles of this sold in the last 15 years. And you know, read the reviews on it, the stuff works. And you know, Amos, I always like to tell my little story that in my building, they put out a memo and said, you can't use any drain cleaners unless it's approved through the building, because some of them can hurt the pipes. And I never knew that. I thought you just bought the stuff, put it down there, and you know, no problem. And I took your SuperFast Drain Cleaner down to my building manager and I said, is this okay? And he read it, he did read it, he read the whole back panel, and then he said, absolutely fine. That's how good this is. It works, but it works, and it's not gonna damage your pipes at the same time. That's what's so nice about it. But I love the new hair catcher.
Hair catcher is awesome. It's the way to prevent the hair clogs, because remember, hair is the #1 culprit when it comes to your clogs at home. Hair consists in every clog. And when you've got mounds of hair, say you wash your dog, you wash your cat one time, you got all that hair that goes down the drain line. Why not have some preventative maintenance? Work smarter, not harder. Have something that catches the hair. You'll love that. And this thing, it can stay right in the tub or the sink. You just push that little flap down and it stops the water from going down, if you like. That way you can fill up your bathtub. And it's as easy as, you see that little tab there on the top there, Alice?
Right.
It's as easy as pushing that right down.
And then the water flows through, right? But it catches the hair.
Catching all the hair, Alice.
Oh, that's
all
great.
The pet hair, all the human hair. You're going to love that. So I'll get right back into that. But I got to dive right into this, because there's something called the stink in the sink. And if you didn't know, the stink in the sink comes from this area right here. This is known as the dirtiest place in your whole house. This is the inside of the drain line of the kitchen sink. 500,000 particles of bacteria per square inch. That's what's in the drain line of the kitchen sink. You got to eliminate that, because you know what? You at home, listen to this. That's a food source for bugs and critters. When you're washing your dishes and all the fats, oils, and greases are going down the drain line, you may have an infestation down in the foundation of your drain line. So maintenance and clean. Don't wait for the clog. You can use this just to maintenance and clean. Now come on down here. Let me show you. You see this big hunk of oil byproduct, you at home? This represents all the hardened and solidified grime that's down in your drain line. And I'm talking about last week's food. I'm talking about last month's food, even last year's food that's hardened and solidified down in the drain line. It doesn't matter how long, how hard and solidified that grime is. SuperFast is designed to break that down into foam, saponifying everything. And we talked about it already. Hair is the #1 culprit. So picture this. If you don't have that new Professor Amos drain stopper, imagine this. You're washing your pets. You're washing little Teddy at home, okay? Little Teddy has so much hair that's coming off him because he's about 80 dog years old. All that hair goes down there.
At least he kept his hair.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. So you're washing your dogs, your cats, you're washing your hair. All that hair goes down there, and the inside of your drain drain lines are coated with fats, oils, and greases from the conditioners, the shampoos, and that hair clings to those walls, and it builds and builds and builds. So there's a nest of hair down there that nothing can get through. Do the preventative maintenance. Break down the hair. Use our SuperFast proprietary drain cleaner to break down the hair. And I want to show you a time-lapse video because this is how it works on hair. If you have pet hair, human hair, fuzz, lint, or fur, it's going to take 10 minutes for this proprietary formula to break down the hair and turn it into foam. And you'll see that's exactly what it does, because within 10 minutes, you hear the drain lines burping. You hear them gurgling. You hear that
the only time we actually like hearing a burp or a gurgle, right?
it goes like
but
this.
It's coming from the drain.
You're right. That's the only time. It's like a sign of relief, Alice. I'm telling you what, when it's clogged and then it goes down, you're like, Professor Amos in your house. You got to do the happy dance now. Now, there's no job too big or too small when it comes to SuperFast. So I'm going to take, let me explain what this is. These lines right here represent the bigger lines that go from under your house out to the sidewalk, down to city sanitation. These could be the big 6-inch tubes or the big 8-inch tubes, and so on and so forth. Well, there's about 8 ounces in test tube number 2. Test tube number 1, I'm going to turn it up a notch. On the back of this bottle, they tell you to pour half that bottle, but take a close look, Alice. You at home, take a close look. You pour this bottle down.
I love that demonstration. I love being able to see how it works. And by the way, Amos, how many applications on the SuperFast do we get out of one bottle? Is it 4?
It's 4 to 6. You're going to get up to 6 applications.
So you look at that and you think, what, $4 to $5? $4 to $5 to clean that drain, to unstop that drain, okay, that clog. But then I'm getting this for the first time ever, completely exclusive to us, $21.99. You get all of it. And again, I want to encourage you, get it today. If you want to get 2 sets of these, I recommend it. And I recommend it because then you're going to get 2 of these. So you're going to put one maybe in the sink, and you're going to put one in the bathtub or in both bathtubs, wherever it might be. And that way you're covered there in terms of collecting the hair. But then you have 2 bottles of this, got plenty of shelf life on it. So it will be there when you need it. $21.99. Stop and think about that. I mean, Amos, really, 4 to 5 applications for under $22. I mean, it's really, it's not just that it's a good deal. It's a deal that works. It's what I call bang for the buck, because this is about value when you get an incredible price for an incredible product with, what did you say, 2.5 million bottles that have been helping people over the years. It's amazing stuff.
Groundbreaking. Like I said, industry leading when it comes to opening your clogs. And this, if you're just tuning in, this isn't a drain opener, it's a drain cleaner. You see the front of that bottle? That means it opens the drain line and it cleans the drain line. And that's important. You don't want something just with chemicals, they heat up your drain lines, possibly cracking your drain lines. You want something to get the job done, but you want it clean too in there. SuperFast turns your hair into foam. It turns your food into foam. It turns all the grease and all the oil into foam. That's called saponify. You let that happen for about 10 minutes, and then you run hot water. You run it for 5 minutes. SuperFast gets the job done. Now, let me show you this, because remember, when you panic and you go to the store and get a consumer product like this, they all look different. Alice, they all look different. But
they're all pricey. I can almost tell you what that one costs right there. And you know what? Then it makes SuperFast Drain look like an even better value, because that is just not going to work in every case. And in some cases, Amos, you said it may do more harm than good, right?
It's going to do more harm than good. Highly corrosive materials. You could just imagine. They tell you to wear gloves and a mask and ventilate the area. 90% of the chemicals, they get past the clog. Alice, you at home, it comes down here to this curve unit. Remember, that curve unit is called a trap, and it keeps odors from coming back up into your house. But the chemicals are sitting there.
Nothing happening right there.
Nothing but a bunch of heat. Nothing but a bunch of heat. Very important. You don't want products to heat up your drain lines because it'll crack. Remember, your drain lines are cold, and when they go from extremely cold to hot fast, they crack. We'll come back to that, but watch this, SuperFast. Test tube number 3. What you're going to notice is that it has that accelerated formula. It's designed to work within 10 seconds, breaking down last week's food, last month's food, even last year's food. It's hardened and solidified in the drain line. It's breaking it down into foam, and it's eliminating the drain gas. It's eliminating the drain odors in that drain line. You'll love that, because sometimes, Alice, you at home, sometimes you clean your whole house, you'll leave for the day, you'll come back and there's an odor, and it's coming from your drain lines because that 500,000 particles of bacteria down there. It's breaking down, it's fermenting, and then you have drain gas and drain odors. Take care of that. Be proactive. Don't wait for the clog. You can use this on any kind of drain line. So if you have a septic tank, you can use it on there. A boat tank, an RV tank, use it there.
I love you can use it on boats. Listen,
Yes.
I've got to give you a quick update, okay? Already, almost 800 of you have made this choice. It is, I believe it's the first time we have ever offered it with that hair catcher. This is exclusive to us. Can't buy it anywhere else, just here. But how much sense does this make? And you know, typically we sell 2 of these bottles together. Sometimes maybe you don't really need 2 bottles. You get the 1 bottle, you get the hair catcher included for $21.99. Don't miss this, especially because we do not ship this in the summer months. So this is the time to stock up. Back to Amos, we have time for maybe one more demonstration, but Amos, seeing is believing. The stuff works. It is your #1 bestseller in the entire line, in the entire Professor Amos line.
Indeed. Indeed it is, Alice. I'm so glad you said that. You'll pull that hair stop out. You're not going to pour the drain cleaner on that, so you always pull that out first, and then you'll apply your SuperFast. And I want to tell you something here. Look at this beautiful designer sink. If you have glass, corian, travertine, you'd never use a consumer product with the acid or the ammonia. It would etch the glass. It rushed out those fixtures. SuperFast doesn't hurt anything, but you can see you get the full cleaning power. It's breaking down all that grime, the lotions, the potions, the body fluids, all that stuff. And remember, it's safe on galvanized steel drain lines. It's safe on PVC. You have copper drain lines. And remember, these air conditioning lines, that's what that's for. That plastic, that PVC right there represents those air conditioning lines. You can use SuperFast on there to open up the AC lines and then just do the happy dance. Come on, Alice. You got it. You
well,
can do
absolutely.
it. Put your back into it.
If you can, stay in the ordering process for this. If you want 2 of them, we can do that as well, because then you would get the hair catcher for each one of your drains, which would be nice. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, it's such a clever design, and that's going to help with your prevention. This is your solution. $21.99, 3 flex payments. It's brand new and something that truly is just going to make it even easier when it comes to keeping those drains flowing. But I promised you spring cleaning for the entire hour, and we're going to move through every part of your house, as a matter of fact. And Professor Amos actually makes something for every